Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back with this truck, and now this is the first time I've got to see it in person, first time you guys get to see it in person. So this is that 1986 K3500 that Donald got off the military auction, or bought it from the military. Came out of Paris Island. So I would love to see if any of our subscribers or viewers recognize this tag number, the asset number here, and then 36067. He bought it out of, like I said, out of Paris Island. Not exactly sure what they used this vehicle for, if it was just kind of overflow, but the tag is 36067. Lifted. Donald already did put the lift kit on. He put the tires on, and it just has this amazing 6.2 turbo, non-turbo diesel. Actually, this is a naturally aspirated girl. And he actually says it runs really good. So if you guys are interested, I think he'll post it on Facebook Marketplace in the northeastern part of Tennessee, kind of like Kingsport area. It is a dual alternator. It's got the air box up there. We got our throttle. That contraption back there, I just learned, is the fuel filter. It's got the 2 batteries over here. And yeah, this is going to be a fun project. Turbo 400. Yep, turbo 400 transmission. So we're gonna get this thing up on the lift. I'll be honest, I don't know really how these things come apart. I tell you what, I got a serious flashback when I heard this old girl fire up. Just took me back to like training operations and stuff, because most of these 6.2, 6.5 like upfitted Humvees and stuff, they really got phased out of at least the Marine Corps I was a part of. It was like MRAPs, MAT-Vs and stuff, but we did have a lot of these old marbles in the oil pan in the field when we were training stateside, and really takes you back. This one even still has the NVG, the night vision goggle lights. These are like some kind of a black light thing, and those are your marker lights. So pretty cool to take a look at the history of it. And it, like I said, Donald's put 40,000 miles on it with this 6.2. It does have a new fuel pump, so if you're in the market, drop it in the comments. I can link you guys up, or stay tuned in that Kingsport area of Facebook Marketplace. You gonna sell the trans too, Donald? Okay. And if it goes together, it'll. And the trans has definitely been worked on as well. Yeah. And then what brand lift kit? Rough Country.
Rough Country. And
Rough Country. Amen, brother.
ORD springs.
And then ORD springs. So it is a dual exhaust. It's got a 14 bolt in the rear, and then a Kingpin Dana 60 in the front. And what Donald was telling me is the reason why these trucks sell is a lot of guys just buy them for either the square body part, or they buy it for the drivetrain minus the motor and the trans. So axles, diffs, stuff like that. But we're gonna get this thing ripped apart. First things first, we're gonna start on the transmission. Once the transmission's out, we're gonna start on this monstrosity of a brush guard here, and try to get this front end off without breaking anything. It is a little older. I'm sure it's very brittle, but we're gonna take our time and make sure we don't destroy any of this stuff. All right, so you know how Saturdays at the shop go. Everybody wants my help, and the guy I told I was gonna help's been down here struggling. T-case about ready to come off. So yes, the motor's still in it, but we did make some headway. This isn't really a tutorial on how to come and swap your K3500. This is more just for entertainment purposes. But we got the front grille out. We did not break anything. The front bumper, we had to cut 1 bolt from the dent in it, but other than that, everything unbolted. We got the fan off, and you're really starting to get a good look at this. This is the power plant that should have left in here. He's putting the 12 valve in. This is really the motor he should have left. This is what dreams are made of right here. 6.2 liters of naturally aspirated diesel greatness here. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't flip the intake lid up, get another 10 horsepower. But we're gonna go grab some lunch, and then out will come the transmission, and then hopefully we'll get this motor out today. That is the goal. And maybe even start looking at some of the swap parts. This 12 valve over there just looking real sad. We got the cab off this 4th gen. This one got a built motor put in it. Some compounds later. We got Clay, our resident special needs charity case that we get a tax break for. What'd you do, Clay? What'd you do last night / today?
Second gen swap.
You put the old 2G swap in here.
Yeah.
Sheesh! Look at that powder coat, guys.
Non-powder coated, powder coated.
Non-powder coated, powder coated. So he's got a steed speed on here, 467.7 stock fuel, 68 RFE. He put this intake horn on here for all the boost. And Clay, you heard it fire up. Check engine light free. Were you aroused?
Yeah.
Is this your first real brush with diesel performance here?
My own. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, guys, it's kind of sad. I think about it. Like, to him, this is just a clapped out 4th gen, and this is what he wants to modify. When I started, it was like clapped out 2Gs. Like, 3rd gens were still like the newest body truck, because I got into this like 07, like 08 time frame, 09. So like you could still buy a brand new 3rd gen when I did this, and now this is race clattery. Whatever. I mean, look at him. He's so environmentally friendly and so cautious of budget. Cleaned out the oil pan, reusing his coolant. You like working here, Clay?
Love
Is this the best job you've ever had?
I wouldn't have to agree.
Who do you like better, me or David?
It varies by day.
What?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
What?
You're a little sassy some days.
Yeah, because you piss me off. Ask me the same damn question time and time again. All right, so we got this beast up on the lift here. You can see we got this T-case that's got to come off. And then here's the Turbo 400 tucked up in there. Gonna get you guys set up on a little time lapse here while we pull the trans. We're also going to remove this true dual exhaust as well. Don said he doesn't really care about saving it, so we're probably just gonna hacksaw it up, to be fair, and get the exhaust removed, get that out of our way, and then get the trans pulled, and check back in with you guys once we've made some progress. All right, transmission is out. T-case is out. We sucked the fluid out. Now we're gonna lower this girl down and start pulling the motor out. Looks pretty simple. Couple wires, couple of bolts, and we should be good to go. Okay, so now that we got the transmission out, it's time to get this hunk of shit here. Don't really know what I'm doing, so full disclosure, like we've said, this is not a tutorial on how to do this job, but I do have enough common sense to know that if it's tight, I should probably loosen it. And I think to lift this motor out, we're probably going to end up grabbing a couple of bolts or chaining the intake. I think might work as well. I see some wire connectors on the back of each corner that we got to attend to. I also need to get a good line on the fuel lines. I'm not sure. I see this fuel line right here, and then this one, I guess, goes up to the motor. So maybe the fuel is disconnected, except for maybe the return side, which is nice. This fuel line is actually the same size as your second gen Dodges, so we'll be able to route the fuel line over here, or maybe cut the fuel line further back and hook it up on the driver's side. But it's good to know where this is at for our hot rod lift pump from PDD. Donald got the batteries removed, and I'm not sure how this harness comes apart, so I'm gonna do a little thinking, little looking, little finagling, and then we'll check back in as we go. So I'm actually sitting on the front of this with a little cushion, not too bad. We started undoing it. We were doing great until we got to this main harness plug. Unfortunately, being that it is a diesel and we're unsure, we cut it, and now Donald's pulling the pins out, so that way it looks nice and factory and you can't actually tell that we cut it later on down the road. Pretty simple. There's like a ground that goes there, you got the glow plugs, and then this is the chopped off part of the harness. Again, could we have maybe figured it out? Sure. I'd have to unloom it all. We got our fuel lines disconnected, heater core lines, we got our fuel filter assembly out of the way, and the only thing we're really holding this motor in now is 2 bolts that go like this on either side, very similar to like your Duramax Power Stroke, how these get held in. And then the last thing I got to deal with is the power steering pump. Kind of hard to get you guys set up on a time lapse because this truck's so tall. So I'm trying to do my best to pick up the camera, but that's how we're trying to handle the swap, make it look nice and clean. That's the big thing Donald cares about. So we've been disconnecting what we could, not cutting stuff. Like I said, the harness is just, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So we'll get this thing ready, and we'll probably get you set up on a time lapse as we pump this thing out. All right, for any of you 6'2" fanatics, I did find the lifting hook. We got one back there, and then we got the one here. So we'll get the chain laid across this and try not to damage it. Again, this motor does run. You guys heard it, fires right up even when it's cold. And it's even got 2 alternators. That's how bad to the bone this unit was. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this old girl's out. 6.2 liters of pure Detroit naturally aspirated V8 diesel power. Man, what a monster. Well, Don's outside cleaning. Get you guys set up on a little time lapse on him. Just look at how much room for activities is in here. And my tools also getting wet. But got her out. Trans, T-case, drive shafts, engine, minimal cut wiring, and plenty of room for a Cummins in here. Now we do have some swap part kits. In the next video, we'll go over those. The next video will actually be installing the swap part kits and maybe getting it in. I'm not sure how long of a process that'll take. The goal of today was to get everything out without destroying it and save as much as we could, as well as get everything cleaned up so that way Donald can take it home. And we had quite a busy day for a Saturday at the shop. We had quite a few customers swing by, so unfortunately I didn't get the full attention, but rest assured we still have a mess on the floor. So without further ado, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this one. Again, got it out, ready for the 12 valve stuff. You guys saw us put the engine together, 450 horsepower NV56 or NV4500. Stay tuned for the next episode where we start installing the swap parts, maybe even set the motor and trans in. I'm not sure how far we'll get, but our goal is within 1 or 2 more videos to have this thing done. Donald will finish it as far as the wiring and a couple other small things. My job was to get the motor and trans in, get the exhaust made, and let them go enjoy it. So again, there's this 1986 K3500, courtesy of your tax dollars here, the old United States Marine Corps. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this thing turns out. The only thing that really sucked on this project was the tires and the lift kit. If this would have been like stockish level, would have been a lot easier. We just took the tires off. The Turbo 400 transmission, first off, this T-case, really light, about maybe 80 pounds. The transmission, this is one of those that you could definitely pull with a Harbor Freight sketchy jack and not tip or worry about it. It's pretty light. And in closing, guys, like this one, drop your comments down below. Again, if you want to purchase this perfectly running 6.2 liter, leave a comment or, yeah, just leave a comment. I'll reach out to you and link you and Donald up. Subscribe if you're not already. And as always, guys, I'll catch y'all on the next one.